Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In a shocking turn that has rattled the entire Sister Wives universe, the long-simmering tensions surrounding Coyote Pass have finally erupted into full-scale warfare as Janelle Brown takes decisive legal action that promises to expose every buried secret, every whispered betrayal, and every hidden document related to the family's fractured land ownership, sending shockwaves through fans who never imagined the drama could escalate to this level. For years, viewers watched Janelle walk the dusty acres of Coyote Pass with hope in her eyes, her vision centered on building a sanctuary where her children could reclaim peace after decades of instability. But now that dream has become a battleground where she stands alone, armed with new evidence and a determination fiercer than ever before. Especially after years of sacrifices that yielded nothing but heartbreak as Cody and Robin allegedly manipulated the property's distribution to secure the biggest and most valuable parcels for themselves, while leaving Janelle with vague promises, shifting boundaries, and a future anchored to paperwork that mysteriously never materialized, a situation that fans long suspected was brewing beneath the surface, but are only now seeing explode in full force. According to insiders close to the family, the breaking point came during a tense, off-camera meeting last month when Janelle confronted Cody about the lack of progress on her home site and the fact that, despite her paying for years of property taxes and contributing a substantial share of the original purchases, she remained without official deed control to any specific section of Coyote Pass, a detail that allegedly stunned even her adult children, who had no idea their mother's rights were so unclear. That confrontation spiraled into a chaotic exchange that Robin reportedly tried to mediate but only made worse, sparking accusations that Robin and Cody had been renegotiating parcel divisions behind Janelle's back after Christine left the family in 2021, leaving Janelle furious, blindsided, and determined to reclaim what she believes is rightfully hers. Fueled by newfound resolve, Janelle has now taken the unprecedented step of seeking legal counsel, something she never wanted to do against the father of her children, but after what she describes as years of smoke and mirrors, she felt it was the only way to force transparency, accountability, and a definitive answer about who actually owns what on the sprawling Flagstaff property. Early documents reportedly show that the original ownership map differs drastically from the informal verbal agreements the Browns referenced on the show, and that several parcels tied to Janelle's contributions may have been quietly shifted to LLCs or reallocated into Cody and Robin's names under the guise of simplifying future building plans, a revelation that insiders claim left Janelle livid, determined, and more confident than ever that she had been misled for years. While the Brown family has always painted a picture of unity, teamwork, and equal investment when discussing Coyote Pass, behind the scenes the story appears far more complicated as tensions that were once hidden beneath polite smiles now erupt in plain sight, especially as Janelle's legal team begins combing through financial records, property transfers, loan documents, and tax filings that allegedly paint a far different narrative, one where Janelle emerges as one of the largest financial contributors to the land, despite having the least to show for it. Fans have long remembered how she lived in an RV, suffered through harsh winters, sacrificed personal comfort, and clung to the dream of building while Robin and Cody enjoyed the largest home in Flagstaff. And now supporters are rallying behind her as she prepares to fight not only for ownership, but for the truth behind how the land was handled after Christine's departure threw the family into disarray. Sources say that some of the most explosive revelations are still ahead as Janelle presses for a complete audit of all Coyote Pass-related transactions, something Cody reportedly resisted for months, arguing that it was a betrayal of trust, a statement that insiders claim only strengthened Janelle's suspicions. Meanwhile, Robin is said to be terrified of the legal fallout, worried that the documents may show she and Cody benefited disproportionately from Janelle's finances, an issue that could ripple into their already fragile public image, especially after years of fan accusations that Robin has been the primary beneficiary of the family's unified income. Tensions among the adult children are also beginning to surface as they rally behind their mother, with several reportedly urging Janelle to push forward, telling her that she deserves clarity and protection after spending decades being the family's financial backbone, while others quietly fear the legal battle will permanently damage any chance of reconciliation with Cody. Still, Janelle remains steadfast, telling those close to her that she is done being pushed aside, and that this time, she will not compromise, not negotiate away her rights, and not let emotional manipulation cloud what should have been a simple matter of fair distribution. As the legal team prepares to file formal motions requesting full disclosure of Coyote Pass records, more details are beginning to emerge about the ownership secrets the family never wanted exposed, including allegations that Christine's portion of the land, which was supposedly bought out, may not have been distributed the way viewers were led to believe, and that certain parcels may have been earmarked for future development tied to Cody and Robin's long-abandoned dream of a sprawling family estate that no longer exists. This revelation, if proven true, may explain why Janelle's building plans were consistently delayed while Robin's were prioritized, a detail that has left fans outraged and demanding accountability. The emotional fallout cannot be understated, as friends close to Janelle report that she feels simultaneously betrayed and liberated. Betrayed because she had always believed the family would honor their agreements, but liberated because she finally has control of the narrative and refuses to be gaslit by shifting stories, disappearing documents, and promises that never came to fruition. And amid all of this, Cody is said to be spiraling, furious that Janelle went legal, and telling those close to him that she is destroying the family, though critics argue he did that himself by refusing to treat the wives equally and by allowing the family's finances to become so entangled that no one truly understood the structure except him and Robin. Insiders say that Cody has been scrambling to get ahead of the story, claiming that the land redistribution was always the plan, but fans aren't buying it, not after years of televised discussions showing Janelle's central role in the property's future, nor after Janelle herself spent seasons passionately defending Coyote Pass as her home. Even more explosive is the rumor that Janelle may petition the court for compensation for her financial contributions if the land cannot be redivided fairly. A move that could cost the Brown family hundreds of thousands of dollars and potentially force Cody and Robin to sell their own home to cover the deficit, a possibility that has reportedly sent Robin into emotional panic mode. As the battle intensifies, Sister Wives viewers find themselves glued to every update, waiting for the moment the official filings become public, anticipating the unraveling of a family empire built on shared sacrifice but sustained, some argue, on selective loyalty, blurred boundaries, and unequal treatment, and with Janelle refusing to back down, the fight for Coyote Pass is no longer just about land but about justice, recognition, and reclaiming the power she gave up during years of trying to hold together a family that was pulling itself apart. The world now watches as Janelle prepares to expose the full truth, potentially rewriting the entire narrative of Sister Wives and forcing even the most loyal fans to confront the possibility that the land meant to unite the Browns has instead become the symbol of their ultimate downfall, a battleground where Janelle, at long last, steps forward not as a silent supporter, but as the woman who finally demands and deserves what was hers all along. And just when fans thought the Coyote Pass chaos had reached its peak, the situation spirals into an even more jaw-dropping phase as new whispers circulate that Janelle's legal action may uncover an entirely separate layer of financial entanglements tied not just to the land, but to years of internal family loans, undocumented payments, and informal cash contributions that were never properly recorded, transactions that, if exposed, could rewrite the entire financial history of the Brown family. Insiders claim that some of these informal loans date back to the Las Vegas era, when the family was juggling multiple mortgages, show income, and personal business deals that were often shuffled between the wives without formal paperwork, making it nearly impossible for anyone except Cody to fully understand where the money went, who paid what, and who technically owns which assets. The idea that these undocumented exchanges could now surface in legal discovery has reportedly sent Coyote into an emotional tailspin, because if lawyers dig deep enough and trace the financial trail all the way back to the early Flagstaff or even Vegas days, it may expose an imbalance so massive that fans could view the land redistribution not as an innocent oversight, but as a deliberate pattern of consolidating power and property with Robin, a suspicion that viewers have speculated about for years but never had formal proof of until now. Meanwhile, sources close to Janelle say she's bracing herself for the emotional weight of this battle, fully aware that exposing these inconsistencies may permanently fracture her relationship with Coyote, but she has reached a point where clarity matters more than comfort. Especially after she spent her entire adult life helping build a family system she thought was rooted in unity and fairness, only to now realize that the foundation may have been uneven all along. This revelation has reportedly strengthened her resolve and empowered her children, who have privately expressed how proud they are to finally see their mother stand up for herself in a way they had always hoped she would. Tension is also mounting as rumors spread that TLC is preparing to film parts of the Coyote Pass legal battle for the next season, recognizing the explosive potential of the storyline. But insiders say Janelle is hesitant, wanting to protect sensitive legal details while balancing the transparency that fans expect. Coyote, on the other hand, is said to be enthusiastically pushing for the cameras to capture his side of the story, convinced that the world needs to hear his explanations, but critics argue that his eagerness speaks volumes, especially since this may be his last chance to shape public perception before the official documents paint a completely different picture. Meanwhile, Robin has allegedly become increasingly emotional behind the scenes, breaking down in tears as she confides in friends that she fears the legal battle will expose her as the villain fans always accused her of being, even though she insists she never intended to take more than the other wives. Still, the tension is palpable as Janelle's lawyers begin to subpoena documents that could directly contradict claims Robin and Coyote have made on camera, especially regarding the way property, taxes, land payments, and shared expenses were divided among the wives. As the stakes rise higher than ever, shocking new claims emerge that during the pandemic years, when the family was more divided than ever, certain internal financial reallocations were made under the justification of emergency restructuring, changes that may have disproportionately benefited Coyote and Robin while leaving Janelle unknowingly carrying more than her fair share of the burden. If proven, these details could dramatically shift the public's perception of the couple who has already been criticized for years for appearing to protect their lifestyle, while the other wives struggled financially and emotionally. The emotional tension is not limited to the adults, either, as the older Brown children are reportedly preparing to speak out publicly in support of their mother once the legal filings become official, especially because many of them were raised with the belief that polygamy worked only when every adult contributed equally and honored shared agreements, a belief now shattered by the very documents that might reveal those ideals were never upheld equally among the spouses. Fans remember how Janelle's children worked on Coyote Pass with her, clearing brush, planning homesteads, and dreaming about family unity, making the betrayal even deeper now that they know the land they sacrificed for may not have been secured for their mother after all. Even more stunning is the rumor that Christine Brown is watching this battle closely and may be willing to testify if needed, especially if she possesses first-hand knowledge of financial discussions or property agreements that could support Janelle's claims. Christine has been outspoken since leaving the family, and if she were to legally confirm long-suspected inequalities, it could devastate whatever remains of Coyote's reputation, turning the legal fight into a public reckoning decades in the making. As the drama builds, one thing becomes clear. The Coyote Pass battle is no longer just about land or money but about truth, identity, and long-buried resentments rising to the surface after years of silence. It represents the collapse of a family structure that once prided itself on teamwork and equal sacrifice, revealing a system where the balance of power may have shifted long before the world ever noticed. And while the future remains uncertain, one thing is undeniable. Janelle Brown is stepping into her power, refusing to be sidelined any longer, and with every legal document filed, every inconsistency uncovered, and every truth exposed, She is rewriting not only the story of Coyote Pass, but the legacy of an entire polygamous empire built on promises that may never have been real in the first place.